I used to make YouTube videos, but they always look amateur. The audio was so muffled that I could barely understand what I was saying, and the lighting was so poor that I looked like a cave troll. I was starting to think that I will never be able to make professional looking videos. But then I learned 5 tips that change everything. Shh! So, if you're ready to take your YouTube channel to the next level, let's see you on the other side. Tip number 1. Don't have fancy equipment? No problem. You don't need fancy equipment to make great videos. In fact, you can start with what you already have, like your smartphone. Sure, a professional camera or microphone will give up better results, but only if you know how to use them. And let's be honest, when we start to create content, most of us don't. So don't worry about buying expensive gears just yet. Focus on creating great content and the rest will follow. It's time to plan your videos. What are you going to talk about? What kind of visual do you want to use? Having a plan will help you stay on track and make the most of your time. Of course, the more you record, the more comfortable you're becoming in front of the camera. So don't be afraid to experiment and make mistakes. After recording our video, of course we have to edit them. This is where you can really polish your work and make it shine. There are a lot of great editing tools available, so take some time to learn how to use them. The most important thing is just to get started. Don't worry about the perfect equipment or the perfect audio, just focus on creating something you're proud of. With time and practice, you'll be making great videos in no time. Tip number 2. Make eye contact. Look into the lens, people. It's not that hard. Just pretend you're talking to your best friend, or your crush, or your cat, or your grandma. Anyone you feel comfortable talking to. Imagine you're watching a video tutorial how to change a piece of your gear. The instructor is talking to you, but not making eye contact with the camera. It's looking down at his nose or around the room. This is make it difficult to stay focused and engaged. You're not sure if he's talking to you or not. Imagine the same video, but the instructor is making eye contact with the camera, is looking right at you, and is talking to you as you are the only person in the room. This makes you feel more connected to him, and it makes it more easier to follow his instructions. When you make eye contact with the camera, you create a connection with the viewers. You're telling them you're interested in what they have to say, and that you're there to help them. So next time you're recording a video, remember to make eye contact. It will make your viewers feel like you're talking direct to them, and who doesn't love a good conversation? I know, it can be weird at first, talking to yourself on a camera, but trust me, it gets easier, and the more you do it, the more natural it will feel. Do you know what else is so easy? To click and subscribe to my channel if you didn't do it yet, and remember to hit the bell to keep you posted for the next videos. Tip number 3. Audio is more important than video. I know what you're thinking, but video is what people see. How can audio be more important? Well, here's the thing, our ears are much more sensitive than our eyes. We can hear sounds that are much quieter and much higher in the pitch than we can see things that are much smaller or much further away. For example, let's say you're watching a video about cooking. If the video quality is a little blurry, you may still be able to follow along and learn how to make the dish. But if the audio is muffled and crackling, you're going to have a hard time understanding what the chef's saying. Or let's say you're watching a concert video. If the video quality isn't great, you may still be able to enjoy the music. So, if you are serious about creating videos that people will want to watch, you need to focus on the audio quality. Of course, you can adjust a couple of things to improve the audio of your video. For example, use a good microphone. Doesn't have to be the most expensive one, but it should be designed for vocal recording. Place the microphone close to your mouth, this will help to reduce background noise. And then use a pop filter, this will help to reduce popping noises caused by plosive consonants like P and B. Recording our content in a quiet environment will help to reduce background noise. And at the end, to improve the overall sound quality and remove background noise, why not edit the audio in post-production? Tip number 4. Script or bullet points. Now, I know what you're thinking, a script? Seriously? That sounds so formal and boring, but trust me, it's not as bad as it sounds. In fact, a script can actually help you make your videos more engaging. Recording a video is easy to get sidetracked, but if you have a script, you'll be less likely to go off on tangents. When you're speaking off the cuff, it's easy to fill your speeches with filler words like and But if you have a script, it's more likely to speak clearly and confident. It's helped you to make your videos more polished, and in the editing phase, it's much more easy to make cuts and changes. So, should you use a script or bullet points? It really depends on your personal preferences. If you are a more structured person, you may prefer to use a script. But if you are more a free thinker, you may prefer to use bullet points. Just make sure they are clear and concise, and don't be afraid to add a little humor or personality to them. No matter which method you choose, the most important thing is to have some kind of plan for your video. That way, you'll be less likely to waste your time and energy, and you'll be more likely to create videos that your viewers will enjoy. Here's a tip for writing a script that sounds natural. Speak as you eat. This is a common saying in Italy. That's right, write your script in the same way that you will speak to a friend. Don't use any fancy words or phrases that you wouldn't normally use. Before we move on the fifth and final tip, let me share an extra one that's so important it deserves its own spot on the list. Post as much as you can. When you're just starting out as a content creator, you're going to have to learn a lot of new skills. You'll need to learn how to make videos, how to edit them, and how to communicate your content effectively. And the best way to learn these skills is by doing. The more content you create and publish, the better you'll get at it. You'll also become more confident in yourself and your abilities. So don't be afraid to post as much as you can. Even if your videos aren't perfect, they still help you learn and grow. We all have to start somewhere, so don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone does, just learn from them and move on. The truth is, especially in the beginning, the number of people who will watch your videos will be small. So you don't have to worry about what the other think, just focus on creating content that you're passionate about. The more you post, the more people you reach, and eventually you'll find your audience. So what are you waiting for? Start posting today. Tip number 5. Light up your video. As I mentioned in tip number 1, you don't need a fancy camera to make great videos. I know you don't want your videos to look like they were filmed in a dungeon. You want them to look professional, engaging, fun, and good lighting can make a big difference. Lighting can help to achieve all these things. It can make your videos look more polished and professional, and it can help to draw in your viewers. So, how to get good lighting in your videos? There are a few things you can do. First, make sure you have enough light. If your videos are too dark, they'll be hard to watch. You can use natural light, artificial light, or a combination of both. Second, pay attention to the direction of the light. Try to position the light so it is coming from the front or the side. You don't want your face to be in the shadow if it's not intentional to delivery of your content. Use diffuser to soften the light and create a more natural look. Finally, experiment with different lighting setup until you find one that works for you. Those are the 5 tips for improving your video content. Remember, you don't need a fancy equipment or a perfect script to make great videos. Just focus on creating content that you're passionate about. And don't be afraid to post as much as you can. I know how tempting it can be to skip the lighting altogether, especially when you're just starting out. But I also know how frustrating it is to get bad lighting in your video. That's why I create this video to help you to avoid the same mistake I made. Till the next time, please remember, kids don't matter, you do.